everyone. Okie dokie. So now that I've recuperated from eating cricket lovely stir fry, you actually had one before.
I did. It was delicious. Better with the peppers on it than alone.
And the rice and the...
Yeah. Think of it like a shrimp.
I don't like shrimp.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just the fact that it wasn't the fact that it was a cricket. It was just like I could see
It had
the eyes, and that's what really creeped me out, and the legs and it. Yikes! But anyway, we're not going to be eating the next animals that are coming on. Thank goodness. So you guys are from the Warnell School of Forestry, correct?
Forestry Natural Resources.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's your name?
I'm Emily Lakemaker. I do undergrad recruitment for the school.
Okay, and you are?
I'm Matthew Walter, and I am an undergraduate in wildlife.
Okay. Nice to meet you both.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Of course, anytime. So, I am ready to play with some animals.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Well, absolutely. Let's bring them out.
Woo!
All right. First up, we've got some salamanders that are coming out.
Salamanders.
And it may take a sec to pull them out. We got to dig for them. They like to bury themselves in kind of a moist area. They're amphibians, so that means they breathe through their skin. So they have to stay moist in order for them to be able to survive. So this first one, if you want to hand me him, and then you can get out the marbled one.
Precious.
So this is my favorite one. This is a spotted salamander, and I just think he's the cutest thing ever. I mean, because he's just got these. Oh, if you want, you can grab him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just don't eat them.
I won't.
That's all we ask.
Do not worry.
I guess we could skewer him on a stick, like little.
Oh. Look at him. He's so afraid.
So these guys are awesome, and they're just going to crawl right back, probably. So, and you'll find every species that we'll be talking about today is native to Georgia. So these are all things that you could easily find if you're out in the woods hunting around for them.
Now, is this poop or is this?
No, that's the substrate.
Okay.
And in the wildlife, we call it scat.
Scat.
Yeah. So we're gonna put
Why
him
do you call
back.
it scat?
That's just
It's scientific.
it's the scientific name for it.
Great explanation.
You want to talk about this guy?
So this is a marbled salamander, and these guys are really cool. They're only found in our wetlands areas around Georgia, especially where the water dries out during the summer, and then in the winter they'll go to lay their eggs in the wetland while it's still dry, and then as the wetland fills in December and like January, the eggs have actually basically developed inside of their shell, and then they'll just hatch out as what you would think is like a tadpole for a salamander, and that's how they reproduce is through the winter. And this is just a marbled salamander. Notice it's so white.
There you go.
Okay, he's starting to squirm.
He's squirmy. He's squirmy.
Okay, there we go. He's a.
He's getting a close up.
He's so precious. Look at him.
I think the spotted one is a little bit cuter, but
Now, are these these designs? Are they only specific to like these salamanders, or can any salamander get these?
you want to cover that?
Well, no, they're specific for these salamanders. With the ambostomids, and that's these are mole salamanders. They live underground rather than in water. These are the only salamanders in their family that have these spots and then those stripes. And with these guys, you can actually tell whether they're male or the female by their colors of the white, whether it's like a really pale white or really silvery. And I'm not sure which is which, but I'm pretty sure the brighter it is, it's going to be a female.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I'm
cool.
not really sure.
And Georgia has a huge biodiversity with a lot of different species like this, and we're really fortunate for that. And there's just a ton of different species of salamanders found here in the state. And actually, one of our students, he's peeing on me. That's okay. That happens. That makes it just that much more interesting.
It's nature.
Yep. But we will put him back now because now I'm very slippery.
Yes, you are.
Got him.
Poor thing.
But yeah, so actually, and not too long ago, one of our graduate students at Warnell found a new species of salamander here in the state, and actually got naming rights for it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool. What's the
I
name
don't
of
know
it?
what he named it.
It's a patch-nosed salamander?
It could be. It first has to have like a crazy scientific name, and then they kind of get to give it the common name.
Right.
So
Spotty McPhee or something.
something along those lines, yeah.
Okay, let's play with some more.
Okay, next up we've got a box turtle that's coming out, an eastern box turtle.
Okay.
And so this guy, he's pretty big. We can probably just set him right on the table. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for the napkins. You're so great. A hand for Shannon, everybody. A hand for Shannon. Yes, yes, indeed. What are these, wood chips?
Yeah, this is just his substrate.
What's the substrate?
Stuff in the bottom of his cage.
Okay.
Kind of what they live in. They're trying, you want to mimic their natural habitat, so you don't stress them out while they live in cages. So with these guys, you want to keep them in kind of a woody debris. These live in forests, and so their pattern is to mimic kind of like fallen leaves.
Oh, cool.
And so if you're walking through the woods, you're probably not going to see one of these unless you stop, and then they'll start moving, and you might see one.
And the cool thing about box turtles is that they're the only turtle that can pull everything into their shell and then close up. And if you look here, you can see a little hinge, and it closes up.
Oh, that's
And this
cute.
guy, he's lived in our lab for years, and so he's very used to outreach like this. So you can see how he's not fearful at all.
Right.
So I mean, you know, he just hangs out. Yeah, if you set him, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to crawl around.
Oh,
and you can,
oh, he's going really bad.
yeah, they're not very slow, and you can see how big his claws are. You know, so that way, if he were in a forest, he could easily dig around.
So, like, what happens, like, reproductive-wise? How do they, you know, mount, if you will?
That's actually a really good question. If you look here, you can see how this is kind of caved. That would be concave, yeah. And that you can tell that he's a male.
Oh,
So
cool.
this is designed so that way he can easily mount a female shell.
Like this.
Yeah, it happens. Yep. Look at
And
some.
the females have a flat bottom shell. Yeah, these are really long lived, and so it's important that you just watch out for his claws. He's not trying to.
Oh, he does have sharp
Yeah,
claws
they are
there.
big.
Ow, there you go. It's really cute. What's his name?
He doesn't really have a name.
Can I name him?
Absolutely, go for it.
Sheldon the Third.
Sheldon the Third. All right,
Sheldon the Third.
there we go.
So precious.
All
Reminds me
right.
of a baby. A very scaly,
A very scaly,
shelled baby.
in desperate need of moisturizer.
Yeah.
And it might take them like 15 to 20 years to get to be sexually mature to reproduce, which is really important, especially in conserving your native species, because if they live for 20 years, a lot of times they'll get hit on the road by cars.
Yeah,
and so it's
sad.
important to pick up that turtle and move it to the other side that it's going in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in captivity, I think the maximum I read one time was 130 years that one of these guys has lived. So they're
Wow.
extremely long-lived, and they can reproduce each year, but
They have to
the
get to that
problems
age.
is they have to get to that age, and they have to get somewhere suitable to reproduce, and that's usually somewhere associated with roads.
Okay. Well, cool. Let's.
All right.
Is the last animal?
Yep, next up is our last one, our last
Yay.
guest. And he is kind of a celebrity among our school.
Oh, see, well, we have my best friend Hannah. She's handling the.
All right.
What is this?
So,
Oh my goodness.
This
Hello.
is Corny, our corn snake.
Yeah, that was only funny to me.
And he is about 6 or 7 years old. And I'm not entirely too sure how tall he is, although we stretched him out once and held him up against me, and I'm 4'11", and he came up to about here on me. So
Whoa.
he's just under 5 feet long when he's all stretched out.
Wow.
And he's a corn snake, which they are native species here in Georgia, and clearly very beautiful with their coloring. And a lot of times, unfortunately, these guys, even though they're non-venomous, they are mistaken for copperheads frequently, and people will kill them because of that. But these are great guys to have living underneath your porch because they're going to kill any rats or mice that may get into your house, and help prevent that and help prevent things like that coming into your house.
Cool. Well, we're running out of time, but so let
You
me.
want to hold it?
I'm gonna hold him just so I can say that I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this is precious. I'm gonna make him my new accessory. Can I just like put him on my
Absolutely, yeah, go
Will
for
he
it.
strangle?
No, he won't. He knows you're not a food source.
Okay, good. Oh, hey. Hey, Mr. Snake. Was this Corny, right?
Yeah, this is Corny.
Okay. Where is he?
There's his head right here.
There he
He's
is.
just hanging out.
Okay, guys. Well, while I play with Mr. Corny here, we will be right back after this commercial break. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.